don't piss me off later. No, we're all good. We're all good.
Christian has become the king of faff.
Yeah. I mean, I'd maybe arguably be less the king of faff if I had like some kind of faff assistant who moved anything at all.
Excuse me, I'm a princess. I like to sit here and eat biscuits and watch you faff.
I mean, I've tidied up this room. What did you do? Bring all the, no offence, shit into the room?
Yeah, I brought more stuff.
It's the tidiest it's probably looked in months, let's be honest.
So we're going to do some rope, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, if subject to terms and conditions and a decent negotiation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, for some context, because if you are a person of the internet, it might look like I just do rope all the time, which used to be the case, and I haven't done much rope, well, I guess really since the whole COVID thing started. Yeah. And then I just haven't really got back to it, and then I think like other hobbies and life things have taken over, and rope used to just seem like it's not a big deal, it's just a fun thing that you go and do with your friends all the time.
Uh-huh.
Now I've been away from it for a while, it's like...
Oh, are you nervous?
It's quite daunting.
Are you nervous?
I am, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for context, like, I never really stopped. Obviously, like, lockdown made it harder, but I live with my partner, so I could still do rope. And I guess it's also additionally weird because we used to do rope super regularly.
Yeah.
And then stopped during lockdown, so yeah, there's a lot of layers of weirdness today.
Yeah, but I'm quite excited. I think I would like to at least start with something that's quite I'm going to say gentle, and I think by that I mean not super emotionally intense, more of a just like exploring how this feels and how it feels to be back in rope and that kind of thing. And maybe not like the most intense physically that we've ever done. I think it would be nice to at least do one tie that's just a little bit like exploring my body in rope, and I also haven't been tied since I got an autoimmune disease, which affects a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mainly my hands and feet. Don't think it will be a problem, but I will let you know if it is.
Yeah.
And from there, I'm quite happy to explore and see how I feel. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little bit like it's weird. It's like you're probably one of the people that we wrote with the most, but yeah, we've not done it in so long, so it's like just trying to feel out that again and see how it feels, which is nice. Is the filming thing kind of a bonus to because like we're both content creators, therefore filming shit is like pretty useful at the best times.
What we do.
Yeah. Is that like is that just like a helpful addition in this case? It's not really like...
Yeah, I feel pretty like split, kind of half and half of like, it would be nice to make a bondage video, whether we do one time, that's it for the day, and it happens to be a nice film, that's fine, or whether we happen to do like 5 different ties and one of them works out as a good film and the others are a personal exploration, that's also fine. I would like to do some rope again, and given that we have all the kit here and this is what we do, it seems sensible to put cameras on and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then bin it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, as it took me about 50 years to set up the lighting in here, then it seems sensible to film more than one thing.
Yeah, I would like to point out that Christian set up the lighting for something else that we've just filmed, not for me to just be like, let's just bin this film.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like binned all that stuff we just recorded, I'd be mildly devastated.
But yeah, I think it is definitely a mixture of just how it feels personally to tie together again, because it's been ages.
Yeah.
but realistically, because we've done it so much, I don't actually have any like real concerns, and I'm pretty sure that we could make a nice video out of whatever we end up doing.
Yeah, sounds good.
How are your feels on that?
Yeah, pretty good. Obviously, not really too intense with anything painful. Not going to make any intimate contact. Probably be quite touchy-feely if that's appropriate. You're alright with that? Yeah, we'll just see what goes from there, really. Like I say, if you've not been in like a tie for ages, you're not going to know what it feels like anyway. You can probably make a guess if you've got an injury or something, but...
Yeah, that's why I feel a bit like if we start fairly gentle-ish, then it's easier to like work up from there and let you know that actually, I'm feeling great about this and we can do more.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make me feel as anxious as just being like, yeah, do your worst.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem sensible right now.
No.
Yeah. In terms of like contact and stuff, I don't want any like genital contact or explicitly sexual contact. But I'm happy for things to be a bit sensual. I have got you can't see it under these tights, but a massive bruise here, which really, really hurts and has just gone down from being a bit of an egg.
Okay.
The outside of this, it's fine, but yeah, anything that's super tight on this one shin might be a bit nasty.
Okay.
Other than that, physically, pretty fine. I'm giving you a lot to work with there. Right?
Yeah, so much. Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah. We're sort of confined by our location a little bit because
it's not really a big tying space.
Yeah, and like I feel like if we are capturing it,
and the lighting space is also quite small.
Yeah, I mean, if we push the sofa back, that gives a bit more. It depends if you want to do stuff on the sofa or if you want to do floor stuff.
I don't mind about that. Yeah. I'm thinking like maybe we could start with some kind of tie. I could do a little bit of moving around in rope, which might be a nice opportunity for getting some different angles while I'm feeling it out. I have many outfits. Do you have a preference? Colour, style?
So the things you suggested, well, I kind of like everything you suggested, to be honest, but like I'm interested by that purple thing over there.
Purple thing?
Purple thing. Because it's all like strappy and hot and stuff, which is like I could pretend it's for some kind of artistic reason, but
you just think it's
that would be a lie.
But we all know you, but I was going to say we all know you, Christian. You're a pervert, but that just came out as we all know you're a pervert. But in the good way.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow outfit is quite cool as well.
I think maybe we should aim to do 2 different ties. Maybe we could do the first one in this like little yellow set. Maybe we could even start with a little jumper on. We could do some leg stuff, tied in the jumper, kind of cozy.
Cute.
Take the jumper off.
Yeah.
Do a bit on skin.
Sounds good.
Might be a nice little starting place, and then we could do a second thing depending how that goes. In the purple strappy stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
Which could be a completely different mood if we fancy it.
Yeah, sounds good. Apologies in advance because I didn't know we were doing rope today, so I just brought this shit I'm wearing now. So
it's fine.
Yeah.
Works well.
Yeah.
At least it's like colour coordinated and
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Glad to approve.
Not got like Bob the Builder or something on it.
Yeah. How do you feel about cracking open those macaroons? Have you done much bottoming in general?
I was going to say, crinkle this first because it's really loud. As I said, I haven't done much rope over the last year, maybe even 2 years. And I haven't really done much bottoming in general. I've done like a tiny amount of quite playful bottoming for my girlfriend. We did a spanking film, but yeah, like I haven't emotionally bottomed much for a while. So I don't know how I will feel about that, and I don't know whether it will be put me into a quite a bottomy, submissive kind of headspace, or whether it will just be a quite neutral headspace, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Curious to see.
Yeah, because I guess that film we made a spanking film where I dressed up as your boss, which is like, would you say it's like the tiniest bit hyper real and absurd? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
not in a horrible way, but like it's like that thing in porn where like you take reality and just push it a little bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also when we're filming things that are more intended to be a film, so whether it's maybe like a custom or something that we're intending solely for sale, like the play in it can be quite real, but it's also, I mean, obviously I'm actually getting spanked and it does actually hurt. But the way that happens might not be as organic as like a rope scene. So it might be like somebody has specifically said, I want you to get hit 10 times with this implement and then 20 times with this implement, which might not be how it would normally or naturally flow.
Yeah.
And because I am a bit of a control freak sometimes when it comes to filming stuff, we might cut and then I might be a little bit bossy. Just a little bit. And yeah, so there's often a lot of like stopping and starting and more getting into like a set character and acting a role as opposed to just like feeling genuinely submissive or whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like that provides a lot of detachment from what I'm doing, in my case anyway.
Yeah.
I think roleplay can be very intense. But I think some of the roleplays you do in porn can, as in general, can have like a slightly absurd or like a camp quality to it.
Yeah.
That creates almost like a bit of a detachment from what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's something that I love. If anybody has seen a film that I did recently for Dreams of Spanking where I was an alien, you'll realise that I do quite like acting and being really silly and camp and way over the top, and I find that really fun and I get a very specific type of enjoyment out of doing that. But yeah, it's very different to me as Scarlett doing a kink scene with a friend.
Yeah. And I'd say also one step removed from like, because we've done some roleplay stuff that's been like quite intense.
Yeah.
Because it's like very much like trying to ground that roleplay in reality. I feel like roleplay's a whole different kettle of fish because it's like such a deep topic. But yeah, whereas like that to me, that acting out roles we could have had in real life, that's very intense to me. Yeah,
like I remember we did a like quite vintage disciplinarian series of spanking films. For me as well, quite intense, even though it was very definitely like playing a role.
Yeah.
It was very intense. But again, I think I'm able to fall into either a more dominant or more submissive role if I'm sometimes playing a character, even though it can be a very deep emotional headspace. And it's like close to real life because particularly in scenes like that, which are a bit more like we've kind of set an idea for it and then we just run with it. But I'm still like playing a, I don't know, 1950s housewife, for example. Whereas when it comes to rope, I think it's sometimes a bit more difficult to perform, which is a really funny thing to say, given that a lot of our rope journey together has been literally performing on a stage or teaching a class, which is a type of performance. But I think it's, when I can't just at any given moment get up and be like, okay, let's cut, let's do this thing, let's switch out of that headspace. It's like I'm restrained, and it's quite a process of getting into rope and then also getting out of rope. So even if I'm like on stage performing for the camera, whatever it is, there's still like a process where I know that I've got quite a long period of time to actually be a bit more authentic and explore how I'm feeling about what's happening. Don't know if that makes any sense. And that's not to say that I like one thing better than the other. It's just they're all different
Yeah, absolutely.
things, and this is quite different to anything that we've done for a while.
Yeah, and I'm worried that I sound like I'm like poo-pooing on certain types of roleplay, because I'm not at all. I feel like even when I use terms absurd and camp, like I think those things can have a value to them,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I think they make fantasy scenarios more accessible in some ways,
Yeah.
and that level of sort of hyper real. God, this is getting punchy conversation.
I know.
I'm so sorry. That level of hyper realness can be more reflective of our imagination sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like we're not all, like if I'm punishing you as your boss, and someone has fantasies about that, they're probably not thinking about like, but I did complete the timesheet on time.
Yeah.
Like my paycheck didn't come in at this time. They're not thinking about the super details. It's more like the tropes of that.
Yeah.
That are being fantasized about. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I know what I mean. Maybe you know what I mean. But at least I know what I mean. If someone...
Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
General consensus of this is, I consent to being tied up by you, and I would like that to happen, please.
I feel this conversation is a great illustration of why we never get anything done.
Yeah, this is probably why we haven't done rope for 2 years, because we just sat and talked nonsense.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, well, shall we do some rope and then probably debate the meaning of life a little bit more after that?
Yeah, that'd
And
be
then maybe
awesome.
do some more rope?
Yeah. And
Maybe it'll be like 10 PM at night, who knows?
Yeah, we need to cram in a good 2-hour philosophical discussion in between that.
Yeah. Which you thankfully don't need to listen to.
Yeah, we'll spare you that.
Okay, let's do some rope.
Hey friends, if you like that video, please consider supporting our Patreon. There's loads of goodies and extras on there, including the full rope scene I did with Scarlot after that negotiation. If you're in the market for another video, check out this negotiation I did with Fairy Willow. Bye bye.